You might think it's obvious. You might think it's bullshit. I'm here to tell you why every soldier should have a six-pack. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Tom Sergey, ex-British paratrooper, and I run the Guerrilla Platoon, which is an online physique transformation program where we get fucking soldiers six-packs. So, obviously, I'm going to tell you why you should have one, but hear me out and understand why that is. Now, let's get the obvious out the way. The soldier that is... Let's take this one, for example. The soldier that is... I don't know, 25 to 30% body fat versus the soldier that is 10% body fat, who's going to perform better? Obviously, you're going to say the guy that's at 10% body fat. Cool. What about the guy that is, what about the guy that's towards 20% versus 10%? Who's going to perform better? Maybe, okay, yeah, it's still probably the guy that's got the six-pack. What about the guy that's 17 or 16 or 15% body fat versus the guy that's 10% body fat? Well, now it gets a little bit tricky because performance-wise, it should be pretty much the same. However, one thing I'll tell you is to get to 10% body fat, you are going to have to be a certain scale weight. Now, you are going to have to be significantly lighter on that scale weight than what you were at 15, 16, 17, 20, 25% body fat. If you are lighter, you're going to be quicker because you've got less of you to carry, obviously, right? So therefore, there's a big win. Like, if you've got a six-pack, you're going to be lighter, therefore it's going to be easier to stay fitter. So it sounds obvious, like, oh yeah, all soldiers have six-packs. Some of them will come to me and say, no, we can get away with being 17% body fat and still perform really well. And I say, sure, could you perform better with a six-pack? Yes. So should you have it? We would think so. But that aside, that wasn't really why I wanted to make the video, because that's quite fucking obvious and you could have worked that out yourself. Why I wanted to make the video and why I believe soldiers should have six-packs is it's not about the six-pack. It's not about fucking six-pack. It's not about looking like this. It's about the individual you needed to become to get the six-pack. That's why this is important. Because in order to get the six-pack is an outcome. The six-pack is an outcome of your habits done on a daily basis. To get the six-pack, you're not going to have spent Friday night in the pub, Saturday at a meal out, and Sunday eating takeaways. You're going to have thought of better choices. Your routine is going to be in a better space. Your sleep is going to be in a better space. Your understanding of nutrition and good quality food is going to be in a better space. Everything you do about your life is done with intent. When you don't have a six-pack, there is a 0% chance you're living with intent. Because, let's be honest, you would rather have the six-pack than not. So the fact that you don't means that you're not living with intent, you're passively coasting through life. And when you do that, life will just blow you around until you end up in some position, which for soldiers, men have mental strength, that is not a very good space to be in. If you have the six-pack, you're going to be a man of discipline. Now, you can tell me soldiers are disciplined, and they are, and they definitely have been, but they fall off because they are human just like everybody else. As soon as you align yourself to the goal of making sure you maintain a six-pack, your discipline will be on point because you will understand what food you need to eat within a given day, how much you need to move, and how you need to train to keep that physique. If you don't have that, you will fall off. And when you fall off, that is where the spiral happens. So it's about the individual you need to become in order to keep that six-pack. That's what we must understand here. Now, why do people not have a six-pack? It's because for the longest period of time, they have stacked habits, and we'll call these rocks in this basket. So they've got some good habits being in the military. They do cardio fitness. They maybe do some weight training. So they do output, okay? However, they've got some bad habits. They drink every Friday. They eat bullshit foods. They stay up late. They eat junk food during the week. And you are where you are in life right now because of your own doing and your own habits. So that is your physique is a direct reflection of what you have been doing as of late. Let's be honest. Let's just be upfront and honest about this. So we must understand that you are where you are in life right now because of the habits that you have done. So in order for you to be the man you need to become, you need to be ruthless and understand what are the habits that are weighing me down. If you actually want to change, if you actually see the value in having a six-pack, in being the man you need to become. Because let's remember, if I were to take these two people and I were to ask you a series of questions, which we'll do now, which one out of these two people is going to be happier? You can try and bullshit me and say the guy here because he gets to eat what the bigger guy because he gets to eat what he wants. Motherfucker, this guy can eat what he wants and he can stay in this condition because it's much easier to get lean, much easier to stay lean than it is to when you get lean. So we must understand that that's bullshit. So which one is going to be happier? Who's going to be happier when they look in the mirror? This guy, right? If this guy is happier than this guy, is he going to be a better individual to be around? Yes. So is he going to accumulate more social friends at work in the military? Yes, because he's going to be a happier individual to be around. People like to be around that. Do people like to be around people that have done hard things and are leaders? Yes. So more people, because of the shape he's got himself into, are going to want to be around him because he's oozing productivity, he's oozing in self-confidence, he's oozing in the fact that he can do something difficult and people want to learn how they can do the thing as well. Like, as shallow as it sounds, which one's going to attract more women realistically? If you look at the two photos, you can try and say, oh, well, if you got a t-shirt on, everything about, shut the fuck up. This one is obviously going to attract more. So he's going to be happier. So at every realm, you will struggle to, I honestly couldn't think of a question where the answer is to be this one. Unless it's, which one do you want to be dropped in the middle of an Antarctica with that's going to last the longest? You're both going to die real fucking quick. Maybe this guy will last a tiny bit longer because he's got a bit more warmth around the midsection. But that's the only, in the scenario that's never going to happen, where I may say this guy. Every other realm, this guy is going to be more happier and better off. So we can understand that by getting you the six-pack, it sounds shallow, it's going to make you a better human being. If you are a better human being, you can help other people around you. The military is all about helping people around you. So if you are a more equipped and capable individual, you're going to be a better individual in the military. So it sounded like the superficial six-pack. Getting the six-pack will make you a better leader. Getting a six-pack will help you get promoted. Getting a six-pack will turn you into a fucking killer that people look up to. So we must understand now that in order to get you the six-pack, I can give you the diet, I can get you there. If we don't fix the underlying habits and how you see yourself, you'll fuck it up because you won't be capable of holding it long term. That's why anything that is given to you is kind of useless because you want the thing because it has importance and status on top of it. That's why you want the thing, but the reason it has importance and status on top of it is because to get it is something that is challenging. That's why it has status. If you were to get given something, so if you were to cut out the challenge and just get given it, you wouldn't value it, you wouldn't be the person that should have it, therefore it will leave your life very, very quickly. It's the same reason why motherfuckers that win the lottery lose all the money, because they're not the person that worked to get it, they don't know how to keep it, and they sure as hell don't know how to fucking get it back when they do lose it. So we must understand that it's all in the journey and the process that we're going to go through. So one thing I will say is, as soldiers, a lot of the time, your self-image should be quite high anyway, because you wear the fucking uniform, you have the fucking maroon machine on your head, some of you may do, and that has come with something that you've had to earn. So naturally, your self-image should be quite high. The issue is if you take your clothes off and look in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see, or you think it could be better, your self-image is not going to be as high as it could be. And if your self-image is not as high as it could be, your thoughts will reflect how you see yourself. And then because of how your thoughts that come out, you will act on your thoughts and how you see yourself. And if you are acting, if your thoughts are subpar, your habits, you could bet your bottom dollar, are going to be fucking subpar. So it's going to keep you in this vicious cycle where you're always going to stay in the condition that you see yourself at because you didn't do the work to mentally see yourself in a better space. Now, we'll come back to this section here, but let's imagine this line here denotes hot coal rocks, like lava. And if I was to throw you on hot coal rocks, you would jump off as fast as fucking possible. Why? Because it's hot and it's uncomfortable. So you don't want to stand on the hot coal rocks. That analogy is what you want to take to your physique. The hot coal rock line denotes your level of standards, and it can be for anything. It can be for the amount of money you make. It can be for how much body fat you carry. It can be for how long your hair gets, how messy your kitchen gets, how long you go without having sex. It can be for anything. You will have a standard across everything. But the reason why your hot coal rock line is here is because for the longest of time, you've been okay with the standard it's at. You've been okay with 20% body fat because you think that's what you deserve because that's how you see yourself, which is fucked. The reason people have the thing you want and you don't is they were dissatisfied with the hot cold rock line here. Their hot cold rock line is up here. And if I threw them on this, they would wake up in the middle of the night with fucking night sweats thinking, how the fuck have I lost this six pack? How am I 15% body fat? I need to fucking get that back. We must raise the bar of dissatisfaction and what you're okay with. Your standard cannot be 15% body fat. Your standard should be a fucking six pack. You have a human body like everybody else. If these can go from non-six pack to six pack, everyone can go from that space. Everyone can have a six pack. But you must be not okay with not having it. You must want it and you must do everything in your power to get it. Otherwise it becomes uncomfortable. If you were to go below your baseline of what you're comfortable with, you will become very dissatisfied and you will do whatever it takes to get back to the line. The same principle needs to apply, but for the line to be higher. That's how you fix how you see yourself and then how you achieve higher and greater things. On a more simple and practical level, I want you to audit your life and work out, what are the habits that are holding me down? What do I need to cut out? Who do I need to cut out in order to get to this? Well, I need to stop going to the pub on a Friday night because it's not serving me. I need to start tracking my macros. I need to start eating in a calorie deficit. I need to start resistance training 3 to 5 times a week. I need to start walking 10,000 steps a day. I need to start getting 8 hours sleep in bed every night. I need to cut out the bad habits, because as soon as you start to cut out the bad habits, life becomes a lot easier. Now, if it's ever felt like getting in shape or getting a six pack has felt like you are swimming upstream rather than downstream, it's because this is weighing you down. This is weighing you down, so it's so painful to go against the grain and how you see yourself, because you've got all these habits. You've got all this feedback, you've got all the identity that people have given you, and because of that, it's so hard to change how you see yourself. Now, the way you do that is, cool, yeah, you might be like a paratrooper in the army, and that's fucking cool as fuck, and you know, you should absolutely respect yourself for it, but the way you need to now view yourself is, you're not someone that's trying to go from A to B, because people that try and go from A to B go from here to here, from here to here, from here to, this shit happened, so I didn't make progress. I'm back on. To here. Oh, motherfucker, drawing the lines for me. Here, 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 here. Start looking like they're going towards the goal. This happened. This happened. This happened, this happens, this happened. And they just move around from point to point and kind of make a bit of progress, but look how much energy that's wasted. You could have got to the goal and back about 10 times. The way you get to the goal is you have to view yourself that you're already at B. You're not trying to get in shape. You are a fucking athlete. You are someone with a six-pack, and when you believe you are someone with a six-pack, your habits will then confirm that because you believe it. Remember the perpetual cycle we've got here? It can work for the good as well as for the bad. You believe you're an athlete, you will act in accordance with that. Your habits will then match that. So believe, and then the habits will act. Because your habits acted in that way, it confirms your identity. And it's a nice cycle that takes you round until you are in great fucking shape. So that's why every soldier should have a six-pack. It's not about the six-pack. Although it will help, it's about the man you need to become to get the six-pack. That's why this is fucking important. The six-pack itself is the resemblement of who you had to become to get the thing. The six-pack itself is not the thing you're chasing, but it's the symbol. And that's why I say it, and obviously the side benefits that come with the six-pack. So that's my 2 cents on why every soldier should have a six-pack. Go and fucking get your own, and I will see you tomorrow.